Could these three Trump policies cause a 40% loss in the S&P 500? And here's Forbes here. Malcolm Forbes has got to be turning over in his grave, and Steve Forbes is still alive. But why did you sell, dude? Why to these clowns? I mean, I don't know who. It's such a clown show. You can actually pay to get, I think, allegedly, you can pay to get your article in Forbes. So if you see a Forbes writer, just don't say, "Oh my goodness, he's in Forbes. He must be smart." All right, the S&P dropped 15% in 1973 and 25% in 1974. All right, and then he says, if you had invested 1 million in the S&P 500 in 1972, right before the crash, it'd be worth 200 million today. All right, well, that's just, I hate that stuff. It's so stupid because who in 1972 had $1 million? All right, I mean, look, I'm 55. I'll be 55 this year, so I was 2 years old in 1972. So if you're 30 years old in 1972 and you had $1 million, how many 30 years olds in 1972 had $1 million? So they'd be 55 today, they're 85 today. Very, very few. That's why that whole thing is just stupid. But anyway, so he attributes, why you just said you want to go outside? He attributes why this could happen to, right here, the three pillars of right here. Tariffs, taxes, and deportations. First of all, on tariffs, I always find it funny, the Democrats, Trump's tariffs going to lead to high costs. Like, what? But raising the corporate tax didn't, raising the minimum wage that you want to do, that doesn't, all this other stuff, that doesn't get passed on to consumers. How come that's only the tariffs that get passed on to consumers? Regulating the hell of the economy doesn't lead to higher prices. Why is it only the tariffs that lead to high prices? Very, very strange. Anyway, so tariffs, and I'm gonna throw you a curveball, man. I'm gonna throw you a curveball. So stay tuned to show you why he might be right. He might be right, which I always say, take some gains off the table if you're close or in retirement. Take the gains because he could be correct. Taxes, look, I don't really care what these people say. Deportation, let's friggin' do it, dude. All these people, we had it in Atlanta and San Francisco, in Portland. We had it in L.A. with all these people waving Mexican flags and burning American flags. Dude, get the hell out of here, man. Send them back. I don't care. I don't care, dude. Just get them the hell out of here. But Josh, don't you know they pick your blueberries? Okay, we have to figure out other ways to pick our blueberries, man. We don't want people waving the Mexican flags, burning American flags in our country. That's just a fact. So if you're here illegally, gotta go. Aloha. That means get the hell out of Dodge, dude. And you know it. I know it. Everybody knows this. Get the hell out of here. You know, it's FBI stuff, the Federal Bureau of Instigation. All FBI propaganda stuff. They're putting these people out there just like they put the white nationalists and stuff. These guys, but still, if you are here illegally, you gotta go, man. Because we have people here who are here illegally who went through the proper channels, the proper vetting, and we should give them priority over the clowns. And they need to get out of here. You know it, I know it. So let's go, Trump. All right. So anyway. Let's see what he says. He says higher tariffs would take cheaper goods out of the market. Prices would rise. Really? Let's take a look, shall we? My man Ron Rule. I don't know who he is, but I'm following him now. He goes, tariffs can actually reduce prices. I have a product right now that I could cut the price in half if China was tariffed at 100%. People don't understand this. My cost is $10. The product should be $29 retail, but we can't sell it for $29. So we sell it for $79. All right. And at that price, we only profit $10 a unit. Why can't we sell it for $29? Because of cheap China competition. I spend $50,000 a week on marketing this item, and 7 of 10 interested buyers see that ad and then go buy the Chinese knockoff cheaper on Amazon. China doesn't care about our patents, regulations, product testing requirements. They don't pay U.S. taxes or have any of our costs, and the government subsidizes their freight to get the goods to the U.S. It's a constant game of whack-a-mole. Shut one seller down and another one pops up in a week. I have to sell it at $79 because only 3 of 10 potential buyers are buying our actual product. So we need the revenue from those 3 to subsidize the other 7 who go elsewhere to buy cheap China products. If the China sellers weren't able to undercut us our price due to tariffs, we would actually reduce our price to $29 because we could get all 10 customers as opposed to only 3. And I said, holy crap, this is exactly what I do. I didn't know I was supporting China and hurting local manufacturing. Anyway, literally what I do, I'll see an ad on Facebook I just bought something, as a matter of fact. I said, oh, that's pretty good. Let me go on Amazon, and I bought it on a cheaper version on Amazon. I had no clue I was doing this. Anyway, so how many products are like that? Anyway, so by the way, just because, I hate to say it, but just because they're cheaper China goods, are they better? No. I mean, maybe, I don't know, but shouldn't we protect the American manufacturer? before the consumers just, I mean, should the American manufacturer have a chance to be protected as well as American consumers? Because it's not as if it's a mutually exclusive game where one wins and the other loses. No, 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 no. There's two people here. The American manufacturer is the American consumer. The American consumer works for the American manufacturer. Shocking. Revelationary. Crazy. Oh, crazy. Anyway, so that's one thing here. Then this other guy says, oh, can I not read this stupid article? Hold on a sec. Then this other guy just advocates for black slaves, essentially. He says, look, mass deportation of immigrants in the country illegally sounds reasonable, except it'll make cheap labor unavailable. On average, prices services will go up. Yeah, because who's going to pick the cotton? I mean, it's so freaking stupid, dude. Who's going to pick the cotton, says the white cavaliers who own the slaves. Yeah, okay there, guys. So I want to see what he says about taxes here. All right, let's check this out. Lowering taxes make cash more available so people can spend more while prices are high. All right, whatever. It's just idiotic. Anyway, the point being, I do want to show you something, though. And it's funny how these guys don't see the evidence of histoire. That's how we in French say history. Histoire. I had someone comment on my French-speaking skills the other day. How dare he? Oh, he's my man from Canada. And he's a hockey player. I was like, dude, do not comment on my French-speaking skills, French-Canadian. Go back to the S&P 500, and we're going to go back to 1871, shall we? Yes, we shall. And I'm going to show you inflation in the 1800s. So we had the major McKinley Tariff Act in 1890, and you can see we had 1890s implemented, deflation, no inflation, no inflation, deflation, 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 no inflation, no inflation. And then I think McKinley won office in 1898 or 1900, I can't remember. But anyway, you can see we had a massive tariff in 1890 and no inflation to speak of. We had a massive tariff in 1930. That was Smoot-Hawley. We had no inflation to speak of. We also had a massive tariff in 1921, if memory serves, and no inflation to speak of. So you can see even the booming 90s, the highest inflation we had was 2.3, booming 200s, the booming 20s, the roaring 20s. The highest inflation we had was 2.3. So massive tariff is it 1921 or 22? I can't remember, but it was one of those years, and we had no inflation to speak of. So we have three instances of massive tariffs and no inflation, in fact, deflation. Now, what happened to markets? Well, if we go back to 1890, market fell 6.2, 18.8. So the market itself did not do that badly for the 1890s. While we had mass deflation, pretty much mass deflation, the market itself did not do badly. 1920s, the market didn't do badly. Watch this. We had right here, 1920, 10, 29, 5, 27, 25, 11. 1930s, we had a huge depression. All right, so you can't say that the depression was caused by Smoot-Hawley. You just can't say that. It's silly to do that. But with that said, the market got crushed in 1930s. Did that mean the tariffs led to the market being in decline? I don't think so. In fact, we have evidence of the opposite in the 1920s and 1890s. The markets did quite well. And then we go back to 1973 to 74, or hell, we can go back to 1962 when the inflation started roaring its ugly head. Do we have mass tariffs at this stage? Mass tariffs? No, we had actually high union labor, high unions. We didn't have mass immigration. Now, with Ted Kennedy and his insanity, because he was controlled, obviously, and the Republicans controlled in Simpson-Marcelli in 1986 Immigration Act, but be it as it may, controlled by big business. We didn't have much inflation initially here, but then we started to have mass inflation. Was this mass inflation due to tariffs? No. Was the S&P 500 going up due to tariffs? No, it just was not. So now what they'll say is, but look, 1980, well, okay, we started having more free trade. Did that have the massive, is the reason we had massive growth in the S&P 500 because of free trade? Freer trade? You can make an argument there, but then you have to say, well, we had tariffs and we also had massive increase in the S&P 500. You got to make up your mind, economist. You got to make up your mind. Then you can say, well, high taxes will lead to lower growth, or low taxes will lead to higher inflation. It's just these guys are just freaking bean counters. They don't know the head from the freaking hole in the ground. Anyway, we don't know. I'm glad the deportations and glad the freaking tariffs, dude. About doggone time. Protect America first, baby. All right, love your thoughts. Smash that like button or paw the like button for Pablo. We'll see you guys.